When the HISENSE Touch was released, it brought the only hi-fi system available on an e-paper device to date. Since then, it has remained an absolute powerhouse, utilizing symmetrical opposing stereo speakers, an amazing aluminum build quality, and the latest e-ink technology in the sub-6-inch sector. Due to its popularity, HISENSE has collaborated with a museum in mainland China called the Xi'an Museum. This is a very famous museum in China with over 160,000 square meters of floor space and has been appraised by the National Cultural Heritage Administration as a national first-grade museum, which is the highest classification for museums in China. The box is gorgeous, albeit massive, bigger than some 13.3-inch boxes, and although we haven't opened it up yet, it is apparently loaded with a bunch of interesting add-ons related to the museum and accessories. This is a very, very big box. Oh, look, there's something on the inside. I had no idea. I honestly did not. Let's see what this is on the inside here. We like to keep these very nice because when we do giveaways... Oh, wow. Alright, there's a lot of things in here. Let's check them out. So we have a VIP touch card, it looks like. We also have a bookmark that has a very nice ornate chain and a circular emblem up top as well. And this looks to be potentially the user guide. It is. Now this is an all new user guide, obviously, because this is only going to pertain to the museum collaboration version. And it looks like we have a couple sheets of stickers as well. So these are all just keyed out stickers. You can go ahead and put these on wherever you wish. It is just paper. It's not vinyl or transparent vinyl or anything like that. Underneath this foam, we have a bunch of things. All right, well, we're going to start with the things that aren't the unit. So this looks like the unit right here. We're just going to take this out. This is some sort of, wow, very heavy, very nicely leather-bound book with some sort of bird on the top right corner. I don't want to say if it's a specific type of bird, at risk of being outlashed that my species was incorrect. So you have various different types of pages, everything from blank pages, dotted, some Cornell notes in there, scheduling. This is a very nice book. It is very ornate front and back. It does have the HISENSE logo on the back with the Xi'an Museum on the bottom right corner, embossed. And this is a very nice embossed logo right here in the center. And you have a little book ribbon as well. Over here, this should be the collaborative case. I believe they have a collaboration with a specific case that you can only get in this version. It's very hard to pull out here. There's a little tray inside. And then bag. We're not sure if it's a see-through case. It is not. So you have a little bit of a suede insert as to not scratch the unit itself. It is a silicone gel case, so it is going to move like that. Everything is laser cut out, so all the things that are important about this unit, like the audio, etc., are going to have all the holes cut out so that it doesn't hinder anything. And on the back, you have the top very ornate structure of the museum itself and some cloud puffing right there. Could be the logo of the museum, I'm not sure, but it is a very nice case. This is a very high quality case. It's definitely not a 99-cent AliExpress special. Nothing wrong with AliExpress, it's just they have everything from high on the spectrum all the way down to low. So this is the USB-C cable, nothing particularly special about that, although everything down to the last detail, including the USB box, which is hidden under the box for the case, has the beautiful decorations on it. Pretty much every part of this box is absolutely gorgeously laid out, and it's all finished down to the very corner. The seams, everything is cut out. It's absolutely perfect. So this is the unit itself. We're just going to do one final check to see if there's any little secret compartments. Doesn't look like there is, and the box has become extremely light at this point. So we're just going to put that off to the side and look at the unit itself. I'm not sure if the unit is different either on the back or anything, or it might be the exact same unit. So it looks like on the splash screen, on the standby screen here, it is saying the same thing that was on the front of the box, but the back is exactly the same as the HISENSE Touch, and it looks like it is still the HITV 205N, which is the exact same model number as the HISENSE Touch that has already been released. But we are going to do a first time boot up and a very quick overview of what this kind of brings to the table. But if you want to skip ahead, you can go to the video card up above that you'll see, and you'll watch the entire review in its entirety on this unit, so you can get a deeper dive than what we're going to show you today. To pay some homage to this amazing collaborative unit, we're actually going to stuff it in the included case. Wow, that fits very nice, and it actually crests the overall height and thickness of the unit. It is very nice, so you could actually lay this flat and it doesn't touch the screen. It is a little bit bulkier now, but that comes with the territory of having a case on your unit. So we can just skip through all this and get to the home screen. So it is the exact same thing as the HISENSE Touch in every single way. We'll just go over a few things. You do have your brightness settings here, and you also have your night light, so you can change it to be very orange or very blue. It is entirely your choice, or you can turn it off entirely, which we're going to do for the remainder of this video, as to not confuse people as to what level our light's at. You can turn on the floating ball, you can go Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, turn the sound off and on, everything a cell phone kind of has without any cell phone capabilities. It does have Wi-Fi, but there's no cellular on here. It looks like a smartphone. It certainly is shaped like one, but it is not a smartphone. You'll notice that there is a camera at the front, but there is no earpiece. And this is because, again, it is not a smartphone. If you go over here, you can read books, of course, very simply because it is a very small screen, meaning less things have to actually show up on the screen. Not only that, it's very high spec with 128 gigs on board. This is a very recent device, so it's going to be very, very fast, and it's very current in the world of e-readers. If things are moving too slowly for you, you can actually speed it up with 4 different speed modes, in which case the device gets very, very fast. This is an extremely quick experience when you go into a speed mode like so. And on the flip side, you can move it over to clear mode, in which case you're going to get a very high HD resolution display, because obviously this thing is supposed to look as good as possible, but it's also supposed to perform as fast as possible, and that's what these 4 modes have to give you. And they also have a balanced mode that kind of bridges the gap between it looking good, not having too much staining, and still giving you good speed. You do have apps as well, and don't be afraid of what you see on here. Maybe it's things you don't want, for example, bloatware. If you don't want something, all you do is long press it and click uninstall. It simply goes away. You don't have to utilize anything you don't want. Now, unfortunately, inherently, no, there is no Google Play on here, but they do have their own app store with a few apps on it. There's not going to be millions of apps, but there's enough to really allow you to get by. Now, also remember, this has a package installer on it, so you can sideload in APK files directly to this unit, and you can sideload them in, and you can install them. There's no problems, there's no hindrances, nothing like that. And it does have a later version of Android as well. And because we're operating at Android 11, what that means is that this is the latest possible version of Android you can get on e-paper devices right now. It's also the highest inherent storage, 128 gigs without SD card support, of course, and one of the highest RAMs. The highest RAM being 6 right now. This has 4 gigs of RAM. It has a decent battery for an e-ink device as well, 3000 milliamps, and if you compare that to the 1200 milliamps of the Kobo Sage, this actually does have a lot more longevity and a lot more use case scenarios as it is running Android. This device is one of the few music player devices where you don't actually need a separate Bluetooth wireless speaker. This thing is so loud, it's so crisp, and the volume is so good that it doesn't crackle, it doesn't peak, it doesn't sound all tinny. It is a very deep, very loud experience, and is to be expected out of basically a single purpose device. This is an audio player first and foremost. You can do e-reader related things, yes, but it is an audio e-paper device. This is an overview of the HISENSE and Xi'an Museum collaboration collaborative release of the HISENSE Touch. If you want to see more e-reader related videos, stick around to youtube.com/goodereader, and for goodereader.com, this is Peter.